up, guys? Back here. Obviously, last time we got some progress done. Some of it was backwards and then forwards again, but you know, obviously we got the engine mounted last time correctly. Minus that one bracket that was still in paint, which I'm going to be putting that on here shortly. In the meantime, I'm actually working on the intake manifold. You know, obviously you'd seen me, like, you know, do the porting and all that stuff and do all the modifications that need to be done. At the moment, you know, I put my name tag on, even though this is a fake one. It does look better with it, unfortunately. Sorry, Skunk 2. It is a ripoff, whatever. But we've also got this eBay throttle body. I got the idle control valve on there already, stock map sensor, and then an Acuity TPS, because if you don't know, factory K-Series TPS sensors are very unreliable, so these Acuity ones are really good. We're going to put this on, and then I'm going to dig out the fuel injectors we're going to use. Hopefully I have some O-rings, try to get the fuel rail, all that stuff situated so I can literally just bolt the intake manifold on without having to do a bunch of shit in the car. So yeah, I'm going to start looking for stuff and so we can put this together. Ta-da! Intake manifold's on, mounts are all on. It's officially in the car, guys. I did have to modify this one just the tiniest bit in addition to what I'd already done. I had to notch a little bit because it's almost touching, so we're good. Fuck yeah. I didn't put the fuel rail on the intake manifold yet. I was going to, but then I realized even though I have the correct fuel rail, I don't have the right fuel rail bolts, so I need to buy some. I also am not sure which injectors I'm gonna run. I need to make that decision because I've got several sets, so once I figure that out, I'll put it on. But, I mean, it kind of looks like a thing, guys. Look at this. A lot more stuff I need to bolt on. I think I might dig out the water pump, see if maybe I can put that on. Maybe put the other valve cover on. I don't know. Let's just, yeah, see what we can do. Man, look at that, guys. This freaking valve cover took this thing from looking good to looking, goddamn, that's good. Hell yeah. Okay, so you can see here, I was about to put the water pump on, and this bracket that I've modified twice or however many times now is now hitting the water pump, the actual outlet for the oil cooler. And you can see I marked it where it needs to be grinded down. For whatever reason, they never meant for this to have a fucking oil cooler on it. I don't really understand, but we're gonna grind it down. Moving right along, got that water pump all the way on, got the thermostat pipe, all that shit on there. I did take the thermostat out, drilled 2 tiny holes in it just to make damn sure that we don't have any cooling system problems, because there's a very good chance we're gonna have air bubbles. But yeah, we're getting there. I've got the alternator in paint right now. I just cleaned up the tensioner, so we're gonna throw this on. And once the alternator is done drying, we'll put that on. I've already test fit. It does clear where it's supposed to fit, so that's a plus. Yeah, moving along. Just kind of bouncing around all over the place at this point. I started working on the harness, just threw the engine harness just on, just because I did get the fuel rail kind of sort of sitting on there. I decided to go with these injectors that I got from some guy. He claimed they were like Graham 720s, which isn't even a thing. So I don't know if they're 750s, 550s, I don't know what they are. We'll try them. I flow tested them. I know they flow okay. I just not entirely sure what they are, but we're gonna try it. I did get some, I ran into a problem with here. Every single aftermarket intake manifold, I always have this problem. There's a huge space there. They don't send you any spacers, so I made some, but unfortunately they're a little bit too short still. That, and I still don't have the bolts, so I need to buy some bolts. I'm gonna work on the spacers later. May have to just washer it up, I don't know, to get it the rest of the way. The other thing we're gonna start working with, this bracket here. So because obviously the shift cables need to go forwards, the original cable bracket didn't work, so I took that off. So this, it's just like my K1 Attack. Essentially it's gonna go about right here, and because of that, this hits it, so I'm gonna end up having to cut this off like right in here so it doesn't hit. But at the moment I'm gonna take the bolts out, and then we can get in here and cut this off and attach that, and it should be okay. Okay, I just realized I have a big problem. Never even remotely considered this. Yeah, even though this will bolt to the case, as you can see, yeah, those shift cables don't line up at all. And that's because this is a Z3 transmission, which is more of a K24 style, whereas on this engine over here, this is an RSX Type S tranny, or at least I assume. You can see here, this one lines up with that one there, and then this one lines up with that one. So, fuck. So now, the problem is either I need to swap the whole transmission, or I need to modify this to work with, yeah, the other transmission. Fuck. Okay, new plan. I remembered I have a spare whole shitload of transmission parts in the back corner. This is off of an EP3, which is the same shift selector. The only thing is it doesn't have the reverse lockout, which is whatever. So I've been doing some research, and it turns out you can use these. You literally just have to drill like 2 holes. Obviously, I'm going to cut this off, and it'll work. So I'm going to take the other one out. Obviously, I got to swap my springs out that I put in there already, and then drill those holes out, put this in, and in theory, should work fine. All right, here's the 2 shift selectors. This is Z3. This is RSX EP3, whatever. They're basically very, very similar on the inside. This little doodad is a little bit different, but honestly, I don't think that matters at all, because I put this in already and shifted through the gears. Everything seems fine. The biggest difference there is the bolt pattern is different, so I'm actually gonna have to drill 2 holes and tap them for this to go in there, but the other 2 line up. Other than that, it looks pretty straightforward. So I already swapped the springs around, so we're gonna put this back in, and we're gonna drill some holes so we can tap it, and then, yeah, seal it up and put it in. Well, I finally got it. It was a lot of fucking around. I did get those holes drilled out, I put it in there, then it wouldn't go in reverse, and I was like, what is going on? So in the future, so you guys know, this is pieces of it. This is all pieced together. But basically what I had to do is I had to swap this entire unit over to the other one, because the problem was this was off, the other one was off of a 5-speed. This is actually shorter right here than it is on the other one. And because of that, it wouldn't allow it to go in reverse. So when you're swapping a Z3 and you want to put RSX stuff on there, make sure that this is the same, and then you also have to drill the holes, all that stuff. But in any case, I've ran it through the gears now with that plug in there. Everything's good. The bracket lines up. Feeling good. Now we're good. Good on that. I think, yeah, I'm gonna call it quits for the day. All right, guys, I think that's gonna be it on this one. It's a little bit more of a shorter episode this time, because the next episode is gonna be a pretty long one, and I've got so many videos backed up right now that I need to get through them, and I didn't do a lot of intros and outros in some of these videos, and it's been a whole thing, because I've just been really pushing to get this car done. But for the moment, this video, obviously, we got some things done. It's a lot of piddly stuff, but I mean, that's kind of the name of the game. Eventually, that's all I'm going to be doing. Is all just a little piddly stuff. But we've got some bigger things that I'm going to be tackling coming up. So yeah, shit gets real for sure. But we're getting there. We are getting there. So like, subscribe, do all the things. Peace out.